Hello, and welcome to Every Way Woman. Today's episode is all about mothers. First thing we're going to talk about is how the economy is affecting moms. So with skyrocketing prices with gas and food and everything else, how is that affecting your family? Stacy, what's this happening in your house?
That's great that you started with me because I'm really feeling it in the pocket. I went to make groceries the other day, and for a family of 5, I thought the bill was a car note. I mean, it's just incredible. The price of lettuce, the price of carrots, even gas, $4.25. We never would have thought we've seen it, and now we're at $4.25 a gallon.
Right.
Are we going to $5?
Like the gas and the food, when one goes up, the other goes up.
Right.
I don't know why it's so much higher in California. We're 29 cents higher than the national average when it comes to gas prices.
I think because they know that we have to drive. You know, if we were like in New York, we could just take the subway and we wouldn't care what the price of gas was. So
it's kind of a
take advantage.
Right.
They do say
penalty.
it's supposed to go down 50 cents this summer, but you know that still keeps it pretty high. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I want to go back to the supermarket. I don't want to get lost on that.
Right.
Because also feeding a family of 4, and before, cooking was almost a luxury where sometimes you'd let the food go a little bit in the refrigerator and you go, oh, well, we didn't get to this and we'll have to throw it out. We don't do that anymore in our household.
We don't either.
And when we have to get to that point where that food is going out, now we make stuff like, okay, what can we put in a hot pot in order to make sure none of this food goes
right,
back?
we have to get creative with
Okay,
leftovers.
so you're making soup and stew.
We're doing a lot
out
of soup,
spaghetti.
a lot of stews. But the other thing that we're doing is, I know as a mother, when I go in and I'm shopping, I've now started to make smarter choices about how we spend our money on food. And you know, those little snacks that we used to give the kids, like popcorn, we now pop at home. We don't buy the popcorn and things like that.
And what about name brand versus generic? How do you ladies feel about the difference? Like, do you only shop name brand, or do you now sometimes try out the generic and see if it's just as good?
I think they're all the same.
I've really always shopped generic for the most part, unless it's something specific that I really like.
And it goes down to hair product too, because now I use that $1.29 bottle of conditioner.
We wouldn't know the difference.
But let me ask you this, are you seeing a difference in the pricing between generic and name brand? Because I'm really not seeing that much of a difference.
Yeah, I've always seen a difference.
Even now?
I think now a lot of times I've seen sometimes it's just like a few cents, and then you're really kind of thinking like, okay, is it worth these few cents? And
Well, I only asked that question because with gas, Arco, Exxon. I mean, one is $4.21, one is $4.22, and they say Arco is generic. So I think it's across the board.
Have any of you guys tried budgets? Because, you know, they always talk about, oh, the economy, and you need to do a budget, and that'll really help. Has any of you tried it, and has it worked?
No.
I don't do budgets. My husband always wants me to sit down and do a budget. I don't do budgets because it's depressing, you know? And I just feel like it always seems to work out in the end. My whole life, it's always worked out when it comes to money. And if you sit down and do the budget, I think it might not work out. I might have some bad luck for the first time.
Well,
we're in a position where we have to budget because our family lives month to month. And if my husband has a bad week at work because it's a holiday and he relies on tips for his earnings, and he doesn't make that extra $150 that week, that's money that comes out of, because we have to buy gas because you have to get to work, that comes out of budgets like, okay, do we get the box of cereal this month, or maybe we don't get milk for a week, and instead we have a lot of water.
You guys should do what I do and get chickens. I get about 6 eggs a day.
Chicken.
I get chicken. That's my budget.
Here's another thing that cities are doing, and I wanted to get to that as well, because I recently got a photo ticket.
Driving.
Driving.
Oh yeah.
A photo ticket.
Oh yeah.
And I was shocked at how much that
It's
ticket was.
$500, about $500
Yes.
in LA, and most of that money goes to the state. It doesn't even go to the city.
So do you think it's because of the economy? People
Well,
are just getting
that's
tickets
what
for
they
no
say.
reason?
It is exactly that, because I was watching another show, a news show, where they were talking about that, and they had said that in the last year, a light ticket used to be around $125 where people could pay that. Now it's about $500, and that's a quarter of what I make a month if I make that month.
And there's been even other types of tickets, like Yolanda, the producer of the show, she almost got a ticket for jaywalking. Now that's just completely ridiculous.
Well, there's studies that show that when there's a recession, then there's an increase in tickets.
Right.
And it's, the cops turn into the tax collector,
But
essentially.
you know what? As we're talking about tickets and things, I wanted to go back to the budget because I think that's a good concept. And my budget is coupons. I would ignore coupons before, but I'm really making a more concerted effort to clip coupons because cereal is now $5 a box. And so that's my budget, and it's working actually very well, and I get the kids involved. So I think people are making some creative things in budgeting.
Right. Yeah. I mean, clearly, as a family, we have to be creative with the money we have. And then it looks like as a city, the city is getting creative with how they're going to take our money.
Exactly.
So let's see how you guys are going to get creative. Stay tuned because we have a lot more to talk about when we come back.